Stack and Bonner.
Yeah, experience with Stack and Bonner. Absolutely. Well, I can't fault them. I
Yeah,
think
no, absolutely,
Richard,
100%.
Andrew, Jane, Emma, everyone who we've been in contact with has been wonderful.
The amount of worries I had doing a new build, buying a new build as well was crazy. But I think Richard and Andrew made it extremely easy.
Yeah, so do you know what I think it was? I think it was that we had it, you know, being our first build, we'd never done it, we'd never bought a house before, only rented, and we were just so worried about things. And it was quick responses, it was being able to just know that if something was happening, one of them would email us and it would be in the loop all the time. Yeah. So I think that was what, you know, buying a house is always going to be stressful. I don't think I know anyone who hasn't been stressed buying a house, but this made it so much less stressful because they were always in contact with us. So I can't fault them. I think
I was going to say
definitely use them again.
Yeah, can't really add anything to that. Yeah,
sorry.
Really easy.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Well, so I first met Andy a year before we purchased this house because, as he said, we were looking at another property and we hadn't sold our house. We then got a buyer who didn't want to move in for 5 months. So I rang Andy out of the blue and said, Andy, I need you to find me a house, but slight snag, we can't exchange for at least 5 months. So he said, leave it with me. I know the type of thing that you'll be looking for. I said to Clayton the following week, we're meeting Andy on a Saturday morning. He's found us our dream home. You've said...
I'm going to football, so it has to be quick.
Basically, we met Andy. He was very confident and we walked into the house. We had been looking at other properties in Kingston. We've both lived in Kingston before, so we knew the area. But the amazing thing is that we walked in this house and I walked in the front door and was thinking, oh yeah, nice taste, good looks thing. You walked into this part of the room and thought...
This is it. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I might just say that Clayton's not always that easy to please. So
no, very true.
But basically we walked in and we thought, we don't know how he's done it, because from nowhere, having met us looking at a previous house, he understood what our needs were, the type of space that we were looking for, and basically this was the perfect house. And after that, it went from there. The house wasn't on the market. He'd sourced it independently. We came to a great arrangement. We feel that we got a good deal in terms of price. It was a sale that went through with little or no fuss, I'd say.
That's right. That's because you didn't do any of the conveyancing. No, in all seriousness, it went through very well, aided by Andy. Yeah. And it was just what is a stressful experience wasn't as stressful as it normally is, and Andy held our hand and it was great, and here we are and we're really, really happy.
And we would definitely recommend Stack and Bonner. In fact, we already have recommended to people that certainly the best estate agent that I've ever dealt with.
Yeah, don't believe everything you hear about estate agents.
So in terms of dealing with Stack and Bonner, we've always found them to be very open, honest, transparent in the way that they deal with the property. And in this particular case, it was quite a sort of unique situation where it's tenanted. We weren't really looking to sell it, but a buyer approached Stack and Bonner, and so it was really helpful. And then in terms of the sort of day-to-day things that drive people mad about estate agents, there was no problems with communication. Very easy to deal with, emails always keeping us up to date, and also creating a really great bridge between us and the buyers so that everything went smoothly. Recommending Stack and Bonner and Andy and his team, I would recommend them highly. Very easy to work with and very optimistic team, which is always helpful, and Andy in particular is always very engaging and fun to work with.